Hola, 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 hola. Welcome. As we do every morning, let's engage a deep breath, shall we? When we arise each morning, before doing anything, we consciously remember and intentionally connect with the one life we share, the one heart, the one love, one presence, consciousness, God, our source. Breathing. We allow this higher self, the higher self I am, to conduct our lives in a pristine fashion, causing us to experience epic manifestation, causing us to come into vibrational attunement with love, causing us to connect with the right people at the right time for the right outcomes, synchronicity, calling us to higher ground, higher octaves in consciousness, also known as heaven. Breathe and allow the true self to take over. And as we release the lower mind and release thought and release petty ideas of what we think we are and what we think we're supposed to do and who we think other people are, we allow a divine idea, a more magnificent idea to take form and shape in our consciousness. We pause, breathe, release, also known as forgive, and step into a new being. This being, there all along, is a quantum multidimensional self. And as we open our eyes and prepare to receive A Course in Miracles, Lesson 194, we give thanks, we align, we remember. Ashe. Slowly opening our eyes. We engage A Course in Miracles, Lesson 194. here we are. Oh, this one is going to cause all worry, care, concern to fly out the door. Yay. This one is guaranteed to give you peace. I place the future in the hands of God. Tell yourself, I place the future in the hands of God. Again, I place the future in the hands of God. Don't you feel it already? Don't you feel it already, beloved? Don't you feel the worry just wasting away, just it disintegrating? Don't you feel all your planning that you have to make? Don't you feel it just disintegrating? All your things that you think you have to do and all the overwhelm. Oh, don't you feel it just melting away? Because I place the future in the hands of God. Today's idea takes another step toward quick salvation and a giant stride. It is indeed so great the distance is that it encompasses. It sets you down just short of heaven. With the goal in sight and obstacles behind, I place the future in the hands of God. Your foot has reached the lawns that welcome you to heaven's gate. Woo, I'm on the lawn of heaven. Yes, I place the future in the hands of God. The future is not your concern. Where was this the other day when I was thinking and visioning and asking about some future events and doing tarot readings about it and all of that? I placed the future in the hands of God. I needed this one. I need this one. Your foot has reached the lawns that welcome you to heaven's gate, the quiet place of peace where you await with certainty the final step of God. How far are we progressing now from earth? So far on day 194, so far from where we began on day one, so far from our lower sense consciousness of egoic adherence to the five senses as the final arbiter on reality, when they are not. How far are we progressing now from earth? How close are we approaching to our goal? How short the journey still to be pursued? How short the journey? We are on the lawn. You know, the White House lawn? We are on the lawn of heaven. Woo! Accept today's idea, and you have passed all anxiety, all anxiety, all pits of hell. I place the future in the hands of God. All blackness of depression, I place the future in the hands of God. Thoughts of sin, I place the future in the hands of God. And devastation brought about by guilt, I place the future in the hands of God. That's our idea today. Accept today's idea. Accept it on all levels of consciousness. Accept it deep within your being. Accept it. I place the future in the hands of God. And right away, you will see that you've passed all anxiety, because anxiety can't be on the lawn of heaven where we are right now. We can't have the pits of hell this close to heaven. And the only thing that will happen if you put yourself in the pits of hell is you don't bring hell to heaven, you snatch yourself back down to hell. We can't bring hell to heaven. It's impossible. Yet we can snap ourselves out of heaven into hell. The blackness of depression, I've been there. Thoughts of sin, I've been there. And devastation brought about by guilt. The only thing that ever caused you to sabotage yourself is hidden, undiscovered guilt. Accept today's idea. You have released the world from all imprisonment by loosening the heavy chains that lock the door to freedom on it. We are loosing ourselves of the heavy chains of anxiety, depression, sin, guilt. You are saved, and your salvation thus becomes the gift you give the world because you have received. We know that to give and to receive is the exact same. That means you know that you've received when you give freely. You know you've received, and this is a sign that you have received because you're giving, and vice versa. In no one instant is depression felt when you remember and accept I place the future in the hands of God, or pain experienced, I place the future in the hands of God, or loss perceived, I place the future in the hands of God. In no one instant sorrow can be set upon a throne, I place the future in the hands of God, and worshiped faithfully. We were faithfully worshiping sorrow. I was faithfully worshiping depression. And so each instant given unto God in passing, with the next one giving him already, is a time of your release from sadness, pain, and even death itself. I place the future in the hands of God. I place the future in the hands of God. Say it and really, truly accept it. These are not just pretty words that we get to intone. This is the way we be. I place the future in the hands of God. I place the future in the hands of God. Say it to yourself. God holds your future as he holds your past and present. God holds you. God holds your whole life. God holds everything for you. They are one to him. Your past, your present, and your future. They are all one to him right here, right now, the timeless now. And so they should be one to you as well. We should hold these as one as well. This moment right here is a God moment. God is holding the whole thing. The universe is holding all of it. Your future, your past, your present, they're all one. They're all here now. Yet in this world, the temporal progression still seems real. Seems like today's Wednesday and yesterday was Tuesday. And tomorrow's Thursday, and when tomorrow comes, I'm going to do this, that, and the other. Yet the course has told us over and over again the same thing that the leading minds in quantum physics have declared to us. Space-time is doomed. Now, space-time was a theoretical hypothesis in science that maybe space-time was fundamental, and a lot of things we believed were based on that, and all of our sciences are based on that. Not all of them, a lot of them. Medicine is based on that space-time is fundamental to reality. And indeed, now the quantum physicists have told us that it is not. Spirituality already told us that a long time ago. That beyond space-time is, not only is space-time not fundamental to reality, space-time is actually a construct, meaning it's not real at all, and that the real thing is actually beyond space-time. We thought space-time was the be-all and all. That beyond space-time is actually reality, and that our five senses are actually blockers to reality. That's why meditation causes us, and our spiritual practices and our rituals, as we'll do on the fall equinox in Salem, as we'll do on the winter solstice when we go to Sedona, our five senses, we shut them off. And so you are not asked to understand the lack of sequence really found in time. It's not a temporal progression. You are but asked to let the future go and place it in God's hands. We're not asked to do something that would probably really be a big giant leap for us and maybe not wholly achievable at this point and in every moment, is to completely give up all beliefs in space-time. Give up all beliefs in any reality of space-time. It is not fundamental to reality, as Professor Donald Holland has taught us. I really love listening to him. Please go listen to him. The Case Against Reality. He is a neuroscientist, super smart, works with a team of super smart people, and they have done mathematical equations to determine if your five senses are giving you truth. And the probability that you are perceiving truth with your five senses is exactly zero. That means no truth is being perceived with your five senses. Space-time is doomed. We're going to leave space-time alone. We're going to go beyond space-time. And we're going to be in the real world, also known as heaven, where all is one, and this is only consciousness. And in this infinite consciousness, he calls it that there are conscious agents. And when these conscious agents interact with each other, as you and I are conscious agents, and these conscious agents sometimes take on bodies. And the bodies, like we all took on, are the avatar or the icon for the conscious agent. And that when conscious agents that have two icons come together, they're actually going through a portal. Each icon is a portal. Now, this is what pure science and system man is. I don't know if he's a religious man. He said he grew up, he was a pastor's kid, but he said he really wishes that there would be churches where they would teach quantum physics, because he said he would love such a church, and I would too. Because they do meld with true spirituality. Spirituality has never led you wrong, because spirituality is a self-led, by itself, I mean capital S self, higher self-led walk with source. It's not a religion. It doesn't have a path already laid out. Do this, do this, do that, and voila, you have ascension. No. Religion tells you what to do, what to think, what to say. Religion gives you everything. Spirituality gives you nothing. It makes you do it. And so, if we cannot make the complete leap to space-time is doomed, there is no such thing as space-time. Our senses have never shown us reality. It is our senses are not created for us to see reality or perceive reality. Reality indeed cannot be perceived, ultimate reality, because we are ultimate reality. We are multidimensional beings. If you can't go all the way there, what the Course is saying, if you're not being asked that to really understand that it seems like today is Wednesday and tomorrow is Thursday, and that would just be a big lie that we made up just so we can kind of move around this dimension and meet up with people when we want to meet up with them, and we can have the functioning of society that on September 1st, you're going to go. And we all agreed that today is July 13th. We all agreed to that. Okay. And we all agreed that when the sun goes down, it comes back up again. The sun isn't even coming down and going back up. We're moving. And it looks like the sun just keeps going up and down, right? When we have all come together and agreed that today is July 13th, and we mark it off on a piece of paper, and everybody has the piece of paper up in their house or on their computer, this is when we're going to get together and do this. It's a tool. Space-time is a tool, and we took it for reality. And so even if you're not able yet to jump from adherence to the calendar to natural time, that's why I love lawoftime.org, lawoftime.org. Get your new Star Traveler's Almanac. I'm about to order mine. I keep telling myself when July comes around, order your almanac, because on July 25th, we have a change. And so the new Law of Time Star Traveler's Almanac will be coming out this year, as it does every July. Order it from lawoftime.org. One of the reasons I love Law of Time and working with the 13 moon calendar is that it's a good bridge to bring you out of artificial time, which is our calendar, and onto natural time. And what is natural time? Synchronicity. You meet up with the right people at the right time for the right outcomes, and it's all divine. It's divinely orchestrated, that there's an order to this world. Yet, you will not place the future in the hands of God if you don't know about the order, the synchronic order, and if you don't trust the synchronic order. No, you're going to keep your future grasped tightly, clutching it for dear life in your own hands, thinking you have to make your whole future yourself. You will not let go and place the future in the hands of God. And you will see by your experience that you have laid the past and present in his hands as well, because the past will punish you no more, and future dread will now be meaningless. I place the future in the hands of God. Release the future. Release the future. Beloved, release the future. Whoo! That's a big one for me. Now, releasing the past. Yeah. Release the past. Forgive. Wipe it clean. Don't let it bog you down. Don't let it keep you buried. Let it be a weight. Release the future. Oh, wait a minute now. I was just pouring energy into my future this morning. When I wake up in the morning, when I fall asleep at night, those are the two best times to impregnate the subconscious mind. So as I fall asleep at night, the last thing I do after I do my other things that I do at night, the last thing I do is bring forward some lovely vision of the future that is desirable. And the first thing I do in the morning, as I'm in my morning rituals and practices, is I have in my mind some desirable future outcome. Release the future. Okay, course. I place the future in the hands of God. Okay, course. For the past is gone and what is present, freed from its bequest of grief and misery, of pain and loss, becomes the instant in which time escapes the bondage of illusions where it runs its pitiless, inevitable course. Time. Time. Where we've had time in a bondage of illusions that disintegrates now. Our bondage of illusions where we kept time, like prisoners counting down time ticks on a wall. Then as each instant which was slave to time transformed into a holy instant, when the light that was kept hidden in God's Son is freed to bless the world. Now is he free, and all his glory shines upon a world made free with him to share his holiness. That's what happens when I place the future in the hands of God. If you can see the lesson for today as the deliverance it really is, you will not hesitate to give as much consistent effort as you can to make it be a part of you. And that means every hour on the hour or every hour throughout the day. We have our practice with the course, as we do every day. If you're brand new here, welcome. If you're brand new here, you're in the right place. Here's your seat with your name on it. We've been waiting for you. If you found your way here, that means your higher self brought you here. You can't happen upon this. This is not findable by regular muggles and beings who are not ready, willing, and able to actually engage what's here. So you came here because your higher self brought you here to engage this and to save the world. So because we're here every day, we're putting in our consistent effort. It says, if you can see the lesson for today as the deliverance it really is, you will not hesitate to give as much consistent effort as you can to make it be a part of you. I place the future in the hands of God. As it becomes a thought that rules your mind, I place the future in the hands of God. A habit in your problem-solving repertoire, I place the future in the hands of God. A way of quick reaction to temptation, I place the future in the hands of God. You extend your learning to the world. As it becomes a thought that rules your mind, I place the future in the hands of God. And as you learn to see salvation in all things, so will the world perceive that it is saved. I place the future in the hands of God. You are bringing truth to the world, and the world will perceive that it is saved. Remember, the Course told us earlier in this lesson that we are on the lawn of heaven now. We're on the lawn. That's how close we are. I place the future in the hands of God. So when we are asked to release the past, that's called forgiveness. When we're asked to release the future, that's called trust. What worry can beset the one who gives his future to the loving hands of God? Right now, let's do it. Stop everything right now. Let's pause. I'm just drawing that deep, sacred, holy breath, that cleansing breath, that clearing breath, that expanding breath, and say, God, Source, Jehovah, Allah, Buddha, Olodumare, Creator, Mother, Father, God, I am that I am, infinite intelligence, Spirit, I place my future here and now, cross my heart and hope to live in the loving hands of the universe, where it has always been, yet I tried viciously to snatch it and make up my own future. I place my future in the loving hands of the universe and let it go. Let your future go. Woo! What worry could beset you when you do that? What can he suffer? What can you suffer when you do that? What can cause him pain or bring experience of loss in him? How can you experience pain or loss or suffering or worry or fear? What can he fear and what can he regard except with love? How could you be in anything other than love when you have placed your entire life, past, present, and future, all diverge at one point, and that is where we are now. And we have placed it all in the loving hands of Mother, Father, God. What could you fear? For he who has escaped all fear of future pain has found his way to present peace. I'll say that again. That's a clippable if you're clipping in Clubhouse. He who has escaped all fear of future pain has found his way to present peace and certainty of care the world can never threaten. Once you are in the perfect hands of God, once your whole mind is ruled by the thought, I place my future in the hands of God. Once your entire life is ruled by, I place my future in the hands of God, what could you fear? What future event do you think could occur that would somehow threaten your peace? There would be none. He is sure that his perception may be faulty, but will never lack correction. Yeah, I'll make mistakes and it'll be corrected. Yep, I'll mess things up. I'm a human. I'm bumbling around here. Sometimes I'm a bumbling idiot. Yep, I'll mess things up. And because I placed it all in the hands of God, somehow God is going to make it right. This doesn't make us be irresponsible or flamboyantly jumping off of cliffs or throwing ourselves and being reckless. No, it's being sure that if I make a mistake, which I will, and the people who are making the most mistakes are the people who are doing the most things. Those are the people that I make a whole lot of mistakes, a whole rack of mistakes. I'm always making mistakes because I'm in motion. People who are in motion, they're making more mistakes than people sit on your sofa all day long and watch Netflix and eat chips. You probably will not make one mistake at all. But talk to a lot of people, you'll make mistakes in talking to people. Make videos, you'll probably make mistakes in making your videos. Interact with your friends and loved ones, you'll probably make mistakes with them and say, oh, I apologize, I made a mistake. Correct it. People that don't do anything don't make a lot of mistakes. They're probably making just a big mistake of doing nothing. If you are certain of the peace of God and the love of God, and you've placed yourself and your whole life and your whole future and all your futures, when I say all your futures, I mean your children's futures too, because we're all in their Kool-Aid, right? I'm all up in my daughter's Kool-Aid. She's about to graduate from college. She's going to college. I'm all asking her, okay, now what day do we go back? Okay, now the apartment. I'm all in her future. Why didn't I just say, okay, I place the future in the hands of God? And this child, like she does with everything with her father and mother, she tells us how it's going to go. She's been like that since she was little. And maybe because she came to parents that were 40 when she was born. And she was like, okay, I see that these parents are, what's the word? She was mature. She was born mature. So she tells us what's going on. Okay, mom and dad, this is the apartment I picked. Okay. And sign here, sign there, or send this check, put this money, give me your credit card number. Okay. And that's all we do. We have just always stood behind her because she knew what she was doing. And she's always been very clear on that. I'm all in her future. So this is not only for, she's about to go back to school and, thinking about the room and thinking about the door. Why am I thinking about the apartment? Why am I thinking about that? I place the future in the hands of God. Why am I thinking about that? We're not at the apartment yet. We already have the apartment. We're not there yet. Why am I thinking about it? I place the future in the hands of God. That's why I say futures. For me, this is just my crazy self. I say futures because I got a lot of people's futures in my mind. I'm thinking about my son and his NFT project. I'm thinking about his art. I'm not trying to tell him what to do. I sure am thinking about it. All over there in other people's lanes. So all the futures that we may be thinking about for the people we love, we want them to do so well. What better could they do than placing their future in the hands of God? We don't have to ask them to do it. We do it for them. This is from my mind. I need to tell myself in my mind that I placed my child's future in the hands of God. Not only did I place my future in the hands of God, a whole senior year, everything that's going to happen, all the classes, the graduation, I placed future in the hands of God. That means the future that I'm thinking about for my daughter, I place that future in the hands of God too. The future I'm thinking about for my other daughter, yep, I place that future in the hands of God too. Future I'm thinking about for my son, yep, I place that future in the hands of God too. Future I'm thinking about for my grandkids, yep, I place that future I'm thinking about for my son-in-law, he's a speaker. Okay, yeah, I place that future in the hands of God too. Like, we got a lot of futures in our minds. God. Let me take all the futures. It's not just my future I'm thinking about. So look at all the futures you're thinking about of the people you love. You're probably thinking about futures of the people that you love. And let me just wash my mind right now. See, I'm having an experience right now because the course asked me this morning to release the future. And I'm real good with releasing the past. I am not good with releasing the future. I just want to let y'all know that. Don't think I have this down pat. That's why I'm doing it. That's why I show up to give it away so I can have it. Okay. We're going to place all the futures in the hands of God. If you feel something coming up now, which I do, I feel questions coming up. Well, how's the universe going to know what I want? What? Because, I'm very accustomed to conditioning my subconscious mind, like dreaming. I've been a dreamer ever since I was little. So I'm very accustomed to like dreaming of these beautiful suites and dreaming of these beautiful yachts and boats and dreaming of these gorgeous, delectable destinations all around the world and dreaming of this delectable food and all that. All good. Keep dreaming. The course is not asking you to stop dreaming. The course is asking you to stop casting it into the future, because God has a future even better than you. So if you can think of, so if you want to sit back and dream and say, universe, this is how it has to be, and then we do a spell for it because we're magical beings. So then we do some kind of magic on it to try to solidify some future event in place. We don't know the levers we are moving in the universe. And so we invariably miss something or get something kind of off or whatever because we can't see everything. Rather than doing that, have your beautiful dream. Dream of being on the yacht and be on the yacht now. If that's what you like. You love the experience of being on the yacht. Okay, you want to have a thought. Being on the yacht. That's lovely. That's a lovely thought. And God got something even better than a yacht. God probably has a big, huge streamliner waiting for you and your friends. I have found whatever I thought of, God has something so far bigger and better, for I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not harm you and give you a good future. It did say, I'm going to tell you the plans I have for you. We can't know God's plans. Why? Not because they're unknowable, because it wouldn't do us any good to know them, and it probably would be a problem. Can you imagine God explaining to us Clubhouse before? God doesn't explain things. What if God 2 years ago was trying to explain to you Clubhouse? Okay, there's going to be an app that's coming, and everybody's going to call into it. How? There goes the questions. How's that going to happen? Here go me talking to God. How's that going to happen, God? Well, I don't want to give you all the details because you don't even need to know all the details right now. I do want to tell you that Clubhouse is coming. They're going to call it Clubhouse. Clubhouse. What do you do with it? What does it look like? Here go my 50 million questions. No, the universe doesn't operate like that. Then I go tell other people, hey guys, did you know something was coming? It's called Clubhouse. And then they ask 50 million questions. Well, what's Clubhouse? It's something we're going to call into it. Oh, are we going to call into it? How does it work? Well, it's going to be like everybody around the world can all call at one time, like a big conference call. I think so. Wait a minute. Let me go back to God and ask some more questions. Stop it. No, that's not it. Energetically, you can tell that's not it. Trust. I place the future in the hands of God. That would knock out 99% of the questions that we hear when we go on trips. Well, what about this? And what about that? And what about that? Wow, my mind is still asking God questions. Okay, I place the future. Watch me work this deliciously. Every time someone asks a question about a trip, we're going to put lesson 194. That's what. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for giving us. It said, wait a minute. Let's go back to that line. Where is the exact line? It told us what to do with this. Paragraph. There it is. Paragraph 6. I mean, if you study this line by line, every line has delicious, every line is a steak. I place the future in the hands of God. As it becomes a thought that rules your mind, a habit in your problem-solving repertoire. Okay, a habit in my problem-solving repertoire. Well, I have a problem. I'm thinking that might happen. I place the future in the hands of God. A habit, it's a habit. It's a habit that I place the future in the hands of God. It's a habit that I have this thought in my mind. It's a habit that I apply the thought to a problem. I place the future in the hands of God. That's going to be our answer. Remind me, family, all the minds and everyone in the room, remind me that every time, and remind each other, we're going to remind each other, we're going to hold each other accountable on this. Every time when the Christian Witches Convention comes up, or when this comes up and that comes up, and you see someone ask a question in the chat, in the comments, on any of the platforms, this is what we're going to do. I place the future in the hands of God, or lesson 194. Or the whole thing, lesson 194, I place the future in the hands of God, or lesson 194, even the number 194. The number ought to be enough for us to correct ourselves. Oh, my bad. I was asking a question. I place the future in the hands of God. It's so hard for us to do it. And that's why I get questions, sometimes much less than before, because I haven't placed the future in the hands of God. Because I still like to find out what's going to happen and what are we going to do. It's just a reflection of what I'm thinking. On deep levels where I don't want to think about what I'm thinking, or I don't even really know what I'm thinking. I place the future in the hands of God. So when I fully embody it, I will be able to pass it. When you fully embody it, you'll be able to pass it on to other people because you've received it. You can give it. 194. 194. That's a code word. 194. Like spies for spirit. We're secret agents. Go around the planet, not blabbing all the secrets, being the secrets. You're walking through the airport. You have played. I use the airport and travel because this is our huge principal way of dramatic, instantaneous transformation. Travel, dramatic, instantaneous. You want an instantaneous, dramatic transformation? Come on one of these retreats. Oh, you have an instantaneous, dramatic transformation in the God direction. So that's why we use it. So if you place the future in the hands of God, we understand that we will be operating. It is going to change how we operate. Modus operandi. All right, here we go. Paragraph 8. Is that where we are? He is free to choose again. Oh, let's see. 7. Halfway through 7. He is free to choose again when he has been deceived, to change his mind when he has made mistakes. So what's going to happen when you place your future in the hands of God? You are sure that, oh, I'm going to get reminders. It didn't say you're going to be perfect and you're never going to make a mistake ever again. It didn't say that. It said when you make a mistake, let me change my mind. It says that when I've been deceived, let me change my mind. I've been deceived by my senses. Let me change my mind. I've been deceived by my lower egoic mind. Let me change my mind. That's what it says. It says that you're going to be free to choose again. You're not going to be you're not going to be all caught up in the cobweb of, I shouldn't have done that. Guilt, or, that's what's wrong with me. Shame. There's nothing wrong with you. And everything you did, you should have unfolded that way for everybody to get the lessons. 193, all things are lessons God would have me learn. Or was that 192? Either way, all things are lessons God would have me learn. Place then your future in the hands of God. Do it now. If you didn't do it before, do it now. For thus you call the memory of him to come again. Every time I remind myself that this is a habit in my problem-solving repertoire. This is my way of being. I am not rushing to the future trying to make things happen. This is the cessation of control and manipulation, trying to get the universe to do it the way I want to do it, or the way I want to have it done. You call the memory of God to you every time you place the future in the hands of God, replacing all your thoughts of sin and evil with the truth of love. Every time we place the future in the hands of God, and we practice this throughout the day, and we use it as a response to temptation, and we let the thought rule our mind, I place the future in the hands of God. And knowing that your future is in the loving hands of God, you relax, you're at peace. And then you can take the actions that's before you to take, because you know the outcomes that they're going to have are going to be spectacular. See, I know how the witch book and all the books in the series with Sacred Stories Publishing that we're creating right now, together, all of us are creating them. Write your story in any number of the books there for free. You are invited to write your story in any or all of the books there free. Go to ValerieLove.com, books. So we know how it's going to turn out. So you're working on your projects. You're working on a product line. You're creating some candles. I've been so immersed lately in these beautiful candles because I've just always loved candles. And I'm sort of envisaging a Christian witches. A vision has been coming to me for a long time, a recurring Christian witches product line and a Christian witches store and a whole Christian witches place. Like, this thing has kept to come. I place the future in the hands of God, so don't let me get to planning. Oh my God, I used to be a financial planner for 7 years at American Express. Let me start planning. Let me get the spreadsheets. No. How about you sit down and meditate? And how about you place the future in the hands of God and let it unfold? And how about it comes to you step by step? As you see, it's coming to you, because the other day some bottles came to me and I was like, And I bought them and I put them there. You see, you're stepping along, stepping by step by step by step. When you're in the store and it says, get that, get it, and sit it there. Well, don't ask. Do you know how many times I've been in a magic shop and they said, get that? And I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck that is. Like, okay, here go the ancestors again. Okay, I'm getting it. And you just walk into the store, through the store, just picking up things, and you get to the counter, you get a accoutrement that you've never seen before. How many times does that happen in a magic shop? Magic is a great way for you to place the future in the hands of God, because you don't even know what these things are. You don't know what you're going to do with them. You don't know where they came from. Your spirit told you to get that. Your spirit told you to get this tarot deck. My spirit told me to get that voodoo book, which I got, and I'm reading. I'm studying it, and it told me to get this book right here, Initiation into Witchcraft. Now, these two books that I got in the Christian Witches Convention in New Orleans, I didn't know. I didn't ask any questions. What's it about? What do I need it? It just said, buy me. And it was like, oh my God, I need that. And this one said, buy me. And I was like, okay. It's very fascinating. You don't have to ask questions. Now, this could be number 16 in a line of 1,729 actions that I'm to take for some amazing manifestation of perhaps a Christian witch's store or something. This could be step number 16. How do we know? How do we know what's in the grand plan? We don't. Take the step that's before you. Place in the future in the hands of God. I don't know what it all means. I don't know where it's all going. I don't have to know. I don't have to know. I know the knower. Yes? Get to that place. I don't have to know. I know the knower. And then it becomes more apparent to you what's happening. Oh my God, look at this product line. Oh my goodness, look at this book. When Spirit told me to sit down, well, it didn't tell me because it doesn't demand you do anything. It's so loving. It offered that if I wanted to an answer to the current issue that I was going through, which was a trust issue, because I don't trust, trust issues, that if I sat down and read the entire book of Psalms, I would have my answer. I said, bet, I'm in spirit, because you know me, I will take on a spirit challenge in a second. I sat down with my Bible and I got through the entire book of Psalms in one sitting. It was quite, because here came the resistance in the form of, I need a snack. And I had to literally keep myself in the seat. No, you don't. What's in the refrigerator? All of a sudden, your mind want to know what's in the refrigerator. You did not think about what was in the refrigerator. You weren't even hungry before. Okay, I'm reading the book of Psalms. I'm up to stanza because it's not chapters, right? It's stanzas. It's like a song, book of psalms and songs and sonnets and hymns and incantations, super magical. The hoodoo people already recognized it. And I'm going through, and then here goes my resistance, sleepy, super sleepy, falling asleep. Psalm 79. Got to go to the bathroom. Ooh, I got to go to the bathroom. No, you don't. Your mind controls your body. You ain't got to go to the bathroom. Sure enough, a few minutes later, that went away because I wasn't moving until I finished the entire book of Psalms. And as I was reading the entire book of Psalms, I was writing. I was writing in my journal. And I was writing each instance of certainty, firm reliance, strong faith. I was writing each instance of that in the journal. And as I was writing, I'm here trying to solve my little problem. Did I know I was writing a book? No. It's called Trust, a Psalms prayer journal. And we have used that book and used that book and used that book. That was years ago. I didn't know I was writing a book. I placed the future in the hands of God. We don't know what we're doing. How can we? I place the future in the hands of God. How can we know our part in the universal unfolding of deliciousness that is called Mother, Father, God in every moment? How can we know all the things that we are going to be doing? Is there even a means to know it? No. I place the future in the hands of God. So what this would mean is that you would have to have an insane level of trust in your current knowing. You're in a magic shop, buy that. You buy that crystal, you don't think about it because I place the future in the hands of God. And I know this thing is probably connected to something on November 17th. Or somehow it's connected to the greater something because all is one. It's connected and I'm doing it. For thus you call the memory of him to come again, replacing all your thoughts of sin and evil with the truth of love. Think you the world could fail to gain thereby, and every living creature not respond with healed perception? Who entrusts himself to God? There's that word again, entrust. Ooh, because I was feeling, I'm going to need a lot of trust for this one. This is a trust exercise for all of us that have had or have trust issues. I had trust issues. I don't know. Maybe I still have them. I don't know. They're unconscious. I'm willing to concede I probably do. Because I'm reading, entrust himself to God, has also placed the word within the hands to which he has himself appealed for comfort and security. We already went to God for comfort and security and found it. And now we place the whole world in this same blanket of safety and security. He lays aside the sick illusions of the world along with his and offers peace to both. You're offering peace to your mind, and you're offering peace to every mind. That's how I love the continuous reminder every single day that the Course says you're not doing this for yourself only. You're doing this for the world because you are willing to play your role in God's plan for salvation. Now are we saved indeed? Why? Because I place the future in the hands of God. It's a habit. For in God's hands we rest untroubled. How could we be troubled? We rest untroubled in the hands of God. I place the future in the hands of God. You're untroubled. Your brow is unwrinkled. This is better than Botox, family. You don't need no Botox when you have trust. You don't need all of these injections and stuff. I wish somebody would inject something in my face. I don't think so. A needle in your face? That doesn't even sound like a good idea. Rest in God's hands, untroubled. Sure that only good can come to us. Only good can come to you. Only good can come to you, boo. Only good can come to you. If we forget, we will be gently reassured. Tell all your friends and family, hey, there's a new code word. There's a new code number for me. It's 194. When I look troubled, or when I look like I'm biting my nails, or I'm looking down, or if I look like I'm thinking a little too much, I'm probably thinking about my future, or trying to avert something that I think might be bad to happen, or trying to figure out how I can get more money so I can make sure that something bad doesn't happen. That's what all the wealth building is about. I figured that out a long time ago. All the wealth building is about trying to avert something that we think bad might happen somewhere in some undefined future. That's what all the wealth building is about. And then I gave up all of that wealth building for trying to head off, stave off, answer some bad event that will happen in the future. And I just started stacking up fun tickets just because it was fun. See how much points you can stack up in the game. Because it's fun, and now you're on the board. Hey, you got these many points, and you got these many points. Yay! Because we're playing the game, and you're stacking up points in the game. Plus, it's coming to you just by you giving to the universe, giving to the universe, giving to the universe, and it's coming to you more than what you require or need to use. So it actually starts to, I don't want to say accumulate, because it's still in circulation. It starts to expand. Your wealth expands. Your wealth grows. And you'll automatically start to have it more, not because you're trying to get it so you can stave off some horrible thing that might happen in the future. When I'm 80, I might not be able to make money. Well, would you need to make money when you're 80? I don't know. You don't need to make money now. God's got you. And when you know that, here comes money. It's very, very, very paradoxical. When you give up money, here comes money. It's very paradoxical. When you give up believing that money is going to take care of everything, you get way more money. If we accept an unforgiving thought, it will be soon replaced by love's reflection. So the Course is showing us that if temptation comes along, we'll be able to handle it in an instant. Oh, an unforgiving thought? Oh, let me place my future in the hands of God. I place my past in the hands of God. I place the president in the hands of God. This is an unforgiving thought trying to come into my mind right now. And my mind is a holy, pristine, holy home of God. And all the thoughts that I think with God. You just remind yourself of the truth. And if we are tempted to attack, they get on my nerves. What? Wait a minute. Let me send this email. Let me send this text. I'm tempted to attack. I see myself about to attack because I have attack thoughts in my mind, but I'm spiritual, so I can't rightly just come out and attack people. So I'm going to kind of do it in a passive aggressive way. We're giving all that up. If we're tempted to attack, we will appeal to him who guards our rest to make the choice for us that leaves temptation far behind. I'm going to appeal to Source who guards my rest. No longer is the world our enemy, for we have chosen that we be its friend. I place the future in the hands of God. Lesson 194. And we breathe. Pause. Pause all the busyness. Pause. Pause all the hustle, the hustle porn that's all over. Pause. Pause all the going for it, achievement, accomplishment, gotta get this, climbing, going for it, go for it. Pause. Pause all of that. And say to yourself, I place the future in the hands of God. And then we have what I have practiced for many years. It's called MyFi. What is MyFi? Massive, intentional, focused, inspired action. Put it in the chat. MyFi. M-I-F-I. Massive, intentional, focused, inspired action. Money in the vortex, money in the vortex, money in the vortex. Woohoo! Bell, hallelujah. Y'all coming up with some for real super chats, okay? Y'all for real in these super chats. These ain't super chats, these are super paychecks. Leave it to y'all, abundant, rich, wealthy people. Leave it to y'all, abundant, rich, blessed souls, to take super chat to super paychecks, okay? Leave it to y'all to do that. I freaking love y'all. Freaking love you, love you, love you. Yes, MyFi is massive, because the reason that I say massive is because most people are not doing the level of action for the thing they say they want. They want a business, they're not doing the level of action. Take massive action. Next, intentional. Don't just be all over the place. You're taking the action because you have first set an intention. You are intentional about your action. Yesterday, I was taking this massive action on spiritual badassery. Focus. You put away your phone. You go into what they call in personal development monk mode. Monk mode. What is monk mode? If you have a big project, I'm in monk mode right now with spiritual badassery. For like maybe 3 days, you just put everything away. And you are focused on this creative project, this creative endeavor, this business, this retreat center, this incredible thing you're bringing forward. And you go into monk mode. You are so focused. You have put on your Facebook, you don't scroll the feed. Whatever you do, do not scroll the feed. Whatever I do when I go on Facebook, I do not scroll. Do not scroll. Whatever you do. Matter of fact, get the scroll eradicator or the Facebook feed eradicator. Get that. They even have a recommendations eradicator app for YouTube. Don't go to all the recommendations. Erase that. Don't do it. Subscribe. The monk mode people say, just subscribe to like 10 or 20 or maybe 5 YouTube channels that you love watching and that give you everything that you're looking for on YouTube. Just find the places where they create that quality content or that what feeds you or what, just subscribe to them and take away all the recommendations. There's now an app that takes off recommendations off of YouTube. Why? Because they know it's a dopamine hit. You can't not hit the recommendations. You're just going to be scrolling. They designed this whole thing to capture your mind, your brain. The behavioral scientists created these things to get the results they want. We want addiction. Do you know the scientists are right now sitting at Google and Facebook and Clubhouse and all the places sitting, the scientists, the behavioral scientists are sitting there right now thinking of ways to make it more addictive. So you just stay on there. How can we make TikTok more addictive? Everything is dopamine pinging your brain. Ping, 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 overdoses of dopamine. You turn that off. It doesn't matter how busy the world gets. You don't go keep slipping into more busyness, more and more and more. Do you notice how busy these apps are? Do you remember what Facebook used to look like? Go back and look at what Facebook used to look like. It is shocking. It was just one thing. It wasn't even moving. It was static. Then they put something else on. 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 Then they put something else. And you just kept doing it. You kept getting the next thing and getting the next thing and getting the next thing. Same thing with YouTube. They didn't have a like button. They didn't have a this button. They didn't have a that button. They didn't have that button. They didn't have that button. They didn't have that button. And then every button. And next thing you know, now with YouTube, before just subscribe. And when you subscribed, you knew when people that you were subscribed to put up the YouTube videos because it was just coming straight to you. But then after a while, it got so busy, it got so many people, it got so many videos that we can't send it out to everybody to subscribe. Hit the notifications. Okay, hit the bell. Okay, subscribe and hit the bell. Okay, now turn notifications on your phone. Okay, subscribe, hit the bell, turn on the notification. No, we're not doing all that. When do you say no? I'm not doing all that. When do you take all the notifications off your phone? Ping, 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 every second. Ping, 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 ping. Do you know the level of stress that is created in your mind when you look at your phone and there's a bubble, a capsule next to it, it has the number 17. You can't not open it because your brain, they know, turn on the notifications, turn on the notifications. I ain't got notifications on jack. When I get there, I'll see what it is. I have notifications turned on for nothing, zero. Why? Why? So you can come on there and do some more and they can have you. And now that they have your attention, they're going to feed you a bunch of ads so they make money. That's one thing I love about YouTube. YouTube, we're partners. And I've been very clear about YouTube from the very beginning. Oh, YouTube is my partner. YouTube is the only one that's the partner. Now, YouTube has its things too. Nothing's perfect. Yeah, YouTube is a freaking partner. And YouTube is a bomb.com partner for me. They're like, hey, give us some videos. We'll show the videos to people. Hey, if we make money on these videos, let's share the money. YouTube, yes. Where do I sign? And I can reach all the people I want to see. Me and YouTube are partners. So I'm not going to sit here and consume content all day. Stop it. When you have a book to write, when you have an epic novel series to write, you called to write the next Harry Potter, but you out here in these streets on Facebook like a addicted scroller. Oh, what's that? Oh, wow, they turned 55. Oh, they look so nice. Oh, wow, they're in a boat. Oh, that looks so good. Oh, wow. Oh, that outfit is cute. What is that doing for your life? What is it doing for your life? I know a lot of hugely successful people. I taught Joshua, I am coming to Ghana. I know my Ghana people. When I come to Ghana, oh my goodness, they're gonna treat me like a queen because I'm coming to Ghana. Trust me, I'm coming to Ghana. Ada Joshua says, Mama, when will you be coming to visit? When will you be coming to visit to Ghana, West Africa? I'm coming. I promise you, I'm coming. When I come, I'm gonna bring a whole bunch of friends with me. I'm coming. I promise. I just so love Ghana. Oh my God, I love Ghana. And Ghana is always just giving me so much love. I love it. So family, stop all your scrolling. Stop all your business. Get on MiFi. MIFI. And the last one is inspired, not focused. Focused is not the last one. If you're not focused, you're not creating anything great. I know a lot. I'm about to be in a room with some high-level speakers, high-level business people soon. I signed myself up for a new program because I'm always signing myself up for programs and investing in myself. I'm my biggest investment. I signed myself for his program, and I'm going to be in the room with some of the most incredible speakers and coaches who are business people who bring in millions like that. Not one of them scrolls. None of them. Now, poor people who haven't met their goals yet, if you haven't met your financial goals yet, you need to fucking delete Facebook unless you're running Facebook ads. If you have not met your financial goals, you got no business on Facebook. You don't have the right to be on Facebook. I hope I'm stepping on some people's toes. If you haven't met your financial goals, unless you killing it like with Instagram, like Harmony killing it with her travel Instagram, if you're not creating some incredible content on Instagram, you need to delete Instagram off your phone. If you're not creating something incredible for YouTube, you need to delete YouTube. You don't have the right. You haven't earned the right to scroll YouTube. Just looking at recommendations, just going, oh, what's that? Oh, wow, that looks good. Looking at these shorts, looking at this little kid talking to their mom. Okay, looking at this next little short, looking at this next little short. That's not education. You want education? You're not going to watch a bunch of videos. You're going to get what we call these. You're going to get these books, courses, programs, coaching programs. You're going to get, if you want education, you're going to get books. That's where you start. And that's an easy, accessible thing. Audiobooks. You're going to be having those audiobooks in all day. You're going to go into a course where they have laid out the content and curriculum for you, and you're going to stick to it and you're going to complete it. Or you're going to go to a coaching program and you're going to go through the steps that the coach is showing you to go through, and you're going to get the result. Or you're going to go to an event, and at the event, you're going to get the steps, or you're going to receive or see how it's done, and then you're going to do it. You're not going to get this information that you're looking for by all over YouTube. It's good for research. It's good for certain things. You're not going to get the success information you're looking for scrolling through YouTube, because the information is not tailored to you. I'm going to tell you exactly why you won't find this information until you invest in yourself. That's the only way I've ever gotten it. I've gotten a lot of tips. It's not going to move you. It's not going to move the needle, you watching free videos on YouTube. Remember, I pay for YouTube. If it's free, you're the product. I don't try to learn how to do something important to me from YouTube. Now, if I just want to, crochet a hat, yeah, my daughter's all over YouTube because she's crocheting now. Beautiful. If you want to, change a tire, yeah, pull up YouTube University. Oh my God, YouTube University is so good. If there is something that you desire to learn, that is going to take your business to the next level. So in other words, how I'm going to be a speaker and write these six-figure contracts and receive six-figure contracts, right? $100,000 contracts, $150,000 contracts, working with associations or colleges, or not my favorite audience, I probably wouldn't be going to colleges, or really more corporations, right? And helping corporations with different issues that they have. If I'm going to learn, do you think I'm going to search YouTube and search YouTube? Do you know how long it would take me to try to figure out how to do that on YouTube? And I see people scrolling Facebook, going in 50 million groups, trying to learn how to be a Christian witch. Have you bought the book? Have you come into the course? Have you come to an event? But you scroll, how do I do this? How do I do that? Did you get the book? No, I can't help you. I can't. I just walk away. In Facebook groups, asking questions. How do I do this? Trying to research and look all around. Why? It's a lack mentality. It's lack. So my 5. Massive, intentional, and sometimes I've also said intense and intentional. Intentional and intense. There has to be an intensity with what you do. Focus, inspired action, inspired that I am doing what I am inspired to do. Why am I all over this book, Spiritual Badassery, and just into making, do you know how hard it is to create spiritual badassery? I won't say hard because it's not hard. It's so much fun. I just love it. I just love it. It's got so many moving pieces. It's like a huge, ginormous puzzle piece that I'm putting together. And every time I download the manuscript and upload it to Amazon, KB, it says something else that I need to do with the manuscript. I'm like, aha, I see. And all I'm doing is I'm just following the steps. I'm just following steps. It's like every time I get closer and closer, every time, oh, I see. This is how I need to position this picture because I'm making a coloring book and journal pages. And I'm doing something I've never done before. This is a huge book of spiritual badassery. It has coloring pages in there for meditation because I love coloring. I've never done all this before. So I'm putting all this together. It's by inspiration. So when it's by inspiration, you won't get frustrated. When it's by inspiration, you will love what you're doing. When it's by inspiration, you're powered to do it. You have a fire on the inside. That's your fire to do it. My fire, massive, intentional, focused, inspired, action. Put it in the chat. My five, MIFI. Put it in the chat. My five. Practice it. It's a way I live. It's a way of being. My five. Now, before we conclude our live stream on YouTube today and Facebook, I just gotta tell you that I would love for you to come to the party. At the end of the year, we have so many amazing people coming to the party. Oh my God, so many amazing people coming to the party. We have a party because after 365 days straight, we are having a party, okay? And the party is going to be in Mexico. We're going to take you to down here where I am. We're going to take you to Cancun, Cozumel, Playa del Carmen, Isla Mujeres. We're taking you to all those places. Right now, you can hold your spot with a deposit, or you can pay it in full. Hold your spot with a deposit. When it fills, we don't want to hear, no, why I didn't get in. Nope. Hold your spot with a deposit. And when you do your deposit, you're also holding your spot in the book. We're writing a book together. Find out about the book at valerielove.com/books. Write a book with us. There it is. Write the book with us. Write the book with us. You find out about the event at valerielove.com. Click on global events. And that's how you find out about the event. By the way, this Unbank Yourself Bitcoin event is almost full. Lots of folks are coming to that. That is going to be so fun. If you are in Ascension, it is free to you. Yet you do have to register because we have to know the exact count for our space where we're going to be for the day. We have a delicious wealth day, a delicious wealth day. This is a wealth day. Oh, I love it. It's one of my favorite things to talk about. It's Money Day, a whole money and wealth day. I love it. And that is on Saturday, July 30th. And then on Saturday, July 30th, that night, if you're one of our VIP NFT holders, we have a party for you. So if you don't have it yet, if you don't have the NFT yet, get it so you can be at the party, because at the party, we got announcements and we got gifts for all our VIP members. Woohoo! And you get 6 benefits, not 7. Before it was 7, because you got the big one for free if you did it by June 30th. Now you have 6 benefits that you get as a VIP holder. And one of them is parties, exclusive events. We're going to have you on yachts. We're going to have you in all different places. So we have exclusive events and parties for our VIP NFT holders. It is one of the most exclusive clubs on the planet. And it's a travel club too. So you could be having these exclusive events all over the world. I just love VIP. I love the red carpet. I love the red velvet rope. I love that. I love all that. I love exclusivity. I love that. I love white glove treatment. I love that. So why not we create that within our community? And you can be in the VIP party. If you get the VIP NFT before then, you just click on that and it'll give you the details. You just go to soulexcursion.world for that. And then on July 31st, we will be in Philly at the Goddess Content Party and Photo Shoot. So I will be teaching on the spiritual underpinning of building community on social media. We actually have a workshop that I'm going to be teaching to help you double your social media presence in 30 days. If it's important to you to do that, you want to be there. If you make content, you want to be there. We're going to have photographers, makeup artists. And this is a fun selfie. It's the content museum. Oh my goodness, it has rooms, all these different rooms where you can take, already all fixed up, where you can take, and they even have a money room with just money all over the walls. So I just love it. It's called it's called the Selfie Museum of, you'll see it. You'll see it all when you click on the link and go to the link to register. You'll see all the details. So I just had to let you know about all the deliciousness coming up. And of course, we'll talk more MiFi, MiFi. That's right, MiFi. Oh, Black women stand up. She made it mafia. Mafia. I started to say, ooh, that's gangster. Okay, MiFi, MiFi, massive. Just got my VIP tickets. Woo! Come on, Mama Nika. Love it. I love it. This is a way that you can, and plus you're going to see my daughter, and I don't know if you all know my daughter. My daughter is one of my daughters. I have two daughters. My daughter is that I birthed. Now I have a lot of daughters that other women birthed, and they're mine too. Okay, I still claim them as mine. So my daughter, my first daughter, whom I birthed, who is the mother of our four grandchildren. Eros is on the other side of the veil. The fourth baby is on the other side of the veil. Three babies on this side of the veil. Well, my daughter came to the Vibrational Attunement Sedona retreat. Let me tell you what happens at these retreats. I can't even tell you in words. I'm going to tell you this little story, this vignette. Gaia, she wasn't named Gaia then. She changed her name since then. Gaia came to the Vibrational Attunement Sedona retreat in 2018. She reminded me of what it was. I was like, 2018. Wow, that was like 3 Sedonas ago. We're going to Sedona again in December. Put it on your calendar. The dates are on the website. ValerieLove.com. Click on events, global events. She came to the Vibrational Attunement retreat. We're out in nature, which we love to do. We actually go into the wilderness. And I think on that same retreat, there was a sister that went into the wilderness, and she was there for like 3 hours. And while she was in the wilderness, her ancestors came and was talking to her. And we were just like, you okay? Because there's no phones or anything. So, we were making sure that she got back okay. Because she was in the wilderness by herself, like a Moses moment, like just go into the wilderness, right? Well, we were on Bell Rock, where a lot of people get a lot of downloads. A lot of people get a lot of downloads, right? Hola, 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 welcome, welcome, welcome. And we were sitting on the side of Bell Rock. And Bell Rock is a giant vortex. And you can tap into the vortex energy of Bell Rock, even by sitting on it, which we do. We touch it, we sit on it all the time. And if you chant at certain spots on Bell Rock, the whole vibration goes through the whole rock. It's a giant rock. You could call it a mountain. It's shaped like a bell. It's iconic. People come from all over the world to go to Bell Rock. They come from all over the world to be in the vortex energy of Sedona because things heal in your body, things change in your system. She was sitting there on Bell Rock, and she said the sun was on her face. I just heard her tell the story again last night. And she said that the download came to her. It said 2 words: gather women. Listen to that. Gather women. Listen to that. Gather women. Gather the women. Gather women. Okay, write those 2 words down. Because this is how the divine talks to you. It doesn't give you an encyclopedia. Here's your whole book with full instructions on how you're going to do it. On day 1, I'm going to do this. And then on day 2, I'm going to do this. And just give me the instruction manual, God, please. And then day 3, I'm going to do this. That's not how this system works. The universe doesn't work that way. The universe and magic works on the subtle energies. It is extremely subtle. That's why we get to be attuned to the universe and we know which way to go. It is currents of energy, and it is vibration, and it is alignment. And we can sense and know with the other senses beyond the 5 senses that when we're in alignment and when we're not, when we're in the flow and when we're not. And when we're in the flow, then we're in synchronicity. And we know, okay, gather women, and then we be still. We don't rush and try to do something. We be still. Is there more? And if you hear nothing in that moment, okay, gather women. I hold it in my heart. It's in the cauldron. Gather women, because I place the future in the hands of God, and I know this is going to somehow unfold beautifully. Gather women. By the way, EWAP is another way of saying I place the future in the hands of God. And EWAP is a code that I taught my kids when they were little. EWAP, everything works out perfectly. EWAP. Did you EWAP that? No, I didn't EWAP it. Would you please EWAP it? Okay, everything works out perfectly. That's another way of saying I place the future in the hands of God. I place the future in the hands of God for atheists, because I kind of do have an atheist streak in me. Like, I'm super skeptical. So for the atheists in you, if you have an inner atheist, where's God? Ain't no God. You know, that part of our super skeptical mind, if you ever had that part of your mind, just tell it, EWAP, if you don't believe in God. Because I'm in God. You're in God, still wondering, questioning about God. But anyway, she got gather women. And she said the sun was on her face. And she was there in this vibrational attunement retreat. That was the vibrational attunement Sedona retreat. And these retreats are time release. And she began to cultivate the idea and create a space for it within. Do you know you're incubating these divine ideas? Because you are the mother of it. You are the father of it. And Spirit gave it to you because it knew you would do something with it. That you wouldn't just hold it to yourself. You're holding, it's like a pregnancy, it's like a conception. Or if you're a father, it's like giving a seed. Something is being born. And just the second that a woman finds out that she's pregnant, she's such a change. Even before she knows she's pregnant, the body has already been changing for 4 to 6 weeks, unbeknownst to the woman. And sometimes you can tap in and say, something's a little off here. Something's different. And that's how you can tell. And even when you tell, something has already been going on in your body probably for a couple of weeks before it came to conscious awareness. So you're incubating that seed, gather women, and you're holding it in regard, because you know this is a divine download. As Ariel Patricia heard sacred stories. Okay, sacred stories. And she's holding it. Sacred stories. I heard Christian witches. Okay. And I'm holding it. What did you hear? Are you holding it? And you hold it, not clutching it. You're simply creating that space for it. You're holding it in love. You're holding it and letting it become what it is to be on this planet. You're a caretaker of it. The person who tends a garden didn't invent a garden, nor did they invent flowers. Nor did they create any of the flowers in there. They're tending it. They're caring for it so the garden comes to its full fruition in spirit. So it blossoms. These ideas that Spirit is giving you, these are opportunities for you to shine and for you to take care of the things, just a baby. And so she did that. And next thing you know, she had a whole group of women at Goddess Elevate each month in Miami. Next thing you know, she took Goddess Elevate with her to Philly. And here she has, after a whole year plus of doing Goddess Elevate in Miami, she now moved to Philly and she has Goddess Elevate in Philly. And she just moved back to Philly a few months ago. And she's been talking about Goddess Elevate and this and Goddess Elevate and Goddess Elevate. The name came eventually. And this event, when she did her first Goddess Elevate event in Philly, I was at an experience in DC. And I said, well, I'm coming to the first Goddess Elevate because DC ain't but a jump and a hop and a skip from Philly. I'm not missing this first one in Philly. And it was all purple. And we all put on our purple. And I didn't have purple. I was on a grand road trip from Miami all the way up. I was driving. I had to drive all the way back and get back to Miami and get to the next adventure. And I didn't have anything purple. I was looking around. It was a Sunday afternoon. And I said, okay, I have to find something purple. And once I found the place, I said, okay, what's close by? Is there a Ross or a Marshalls or something like that I can just run into and get me something purple? It wasn't, but there was a Ross. And I did find me a cute little purple shirt. I said, okay, because I'm not stepping in that place without being in protocol. And sure enough, without the support of my beautiful daughter and her beautiful work. And sure enough, all the women in the room had on the purple. It was all these expressions of purple. It was super beautiful. My mother was right there in the room because that was her favorite color, right? Purple was mom's color. She didn't have purple furniture. And we're sitting in that room. What we're sitting in now came to her in Sedona, December of 2018. What we're sitting in now. I place the future in the hands of God. With that, we're going to close our live stream on YouTube and Facebook. We love you. YouTube and Facebook. Mwah. Peace. ValerieLove.com. We love you. See you tomorrow.